Alrighty.
All right.
Do you want to try
My Zelda story one more time?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, Graham's already splicing this together anyhow. Yeah, they've actually announced Beyond Good and Evil 2, and I don't think it's unrealistic to say if the game's in pre-production in late 2016 that we would be seeing it sometime around 2020, right? Like it takes a while to make a game.
Yeah.
Even like a high level mobile game will take months, right? Yeah. So I don't think we'll see it before 2019.
If at all.
Yeah, if at all. I mean, it could still not come out. All right.
I mean, The Last Guardian is maybe going to come out now, so that's one of those games.
Yeah. One more time with Legend of Zelda.
All right, here we go.
After 14 years, someone has found a new way to kill Kale Demos, the boss of the Forbidden Woods in Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. Sure, you could hack away at it. For fuck's sakes. One more time.
Okay. Here we go.
After 14 years, someone has finally found a new way to kill Kale Demios, the boss of the Forbidden Woods in Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. Sure, you could hack away at it with your sword like a chump, but did you know you can also just sprinkle it with magical forest water? That's what a YouTuber by the name of Fishwaffle65 tried, and it inexplicably worked. And that's so cool, and it's sure to be important to the game's speedrun community. Except that it's not fast enough, even though you're killing it instantly, so the reaction has been an overwhelming meh, because there's already a glitched way to kill Kale Demos faster. Fishwaffle65, I just want you to know that I care. Yay! 8th time's the charm.
Alrighty.
After 14 years, Kathleen got the line right. Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, so I think that is stuff. There was a slight Penelope noise during the credits, but I think it's probably okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Suddenly there was a wah. So yeah. Chat, let me know if you think I'm being unreasonably harsh, but I just don't think a game, like a major game that's going into pre-production now, I just don't think it'll be out before 2020. Because you need 3 years.
Did you do the credits?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Apparently there's a slight Penelope wah.
It's because...
Did you drop her?
No. God, no.
I don't know.
I literally forgot what the outro was.
Oh, no.
So when you were like, Graham, where'd you go? I just yelled, what? Really loudly, and she was like, huh. She got startled.
Here, you can sit her on my lap, and maybe we can both talk about some of the news?
That'll be a neat trick if we can manage it.
Oh, honey bunny.
Let's find out.
Ugger.
A blur. A blur.
A glorb.
Hello. So, news. Today is Canadian Thanksgiving, so there's not very many people around here, and Penelope's nanny is taking the day off because I didn't... Just because we work on Thanksgiving doesn't mean she has to.
I said that in the intro, yeah.
Oh.
I'm back.
I was distracting the baby.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So, stories that we did. We've discussed all the stories that we did. What about the stories that we didn't do?
What about the stories we didn't do? The real question is, what about the stories
you
don't do?
It's like jazz, right? It's all about the stories you don't play.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the stories you don't report on.
Graham and Kathleen, you are good employers.
Okay, seriously though, where did he get that skull?
I don't know. That was my question too.
I'm assuming there are places that you can get skulls.
There's an episode of
that aren't, graveyards.
There's an episode of MythBusters where they go to the bone zone.
Maybe it's
or
like people who
it
have
is.
Donated their bodies to science.
I did not see that episode of MythBusters.
It wasn't the bone zone. But they go to a place where you can get bones. So,
human bones?
is LRR unionized? No.
No.
We barely have actual employees.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are contractors. I love that there's this amazing glitch in The Legend of Zelda that they go through one damage cycle and then use this item and it dies instantly, and it's not as efficient as the speedrun glitch.
I don't think it's a glitch. I think maybe it's actually meant to kill you.
Well, it's it's still. I just like that it's less efficient than the existing strat.
Yeah.
That there's already glitches. I also like the idea that like they have all these fancy like frame perfect glitches that they can do,
Yeah.
and nobody bothered to actually check to see whether there's just like an alternate way to kill the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The bone room. Yeah. It's the place called the bone room. They have bones.
From humans.
Yep.
Oh. Penelope. No touching the iPad.
GCU probably. I don't check the email that often, but I will take a look.
All right, so there's going to be a Gears of War movie?
I just remembered. I haven't checked yet, but I will.
The funny thing with the Gears of War movie is, of course, that the guys in Gears of War are so
Personality-less.
square shaped. Like, okay, like I admit that I played Gears of War 3, but I haven't really gotten into like the story of Gears of War. And from what I understand, there is actually a story to Gears of War.
There is.
From only playing Gears of War 3, it seemed like it was mostly just, people grunting. But I'm under the impression that there is a story. I'm not sure whether that is going to make much of a actual much of a movie.
Yeah.
A series of grunts?
I think I was actually thinking if you look at like the Warcraft movie, if they use the same CG tech that they used for the orcs for the regular people. Like do like facial capture and then just like give them huge
Have like Benedict
hulking
Cumberbatch.
bodies.
Have like Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Hiddleston playing like
Yeah.
refrigerator men. Yeah. Apparently the new art direction of Gears 4 is a little less square.
A little less Friggermans.
I like that you gave her the legendary engram and she was like, nah, I want the exotic.
When like in Gears of War 3, there's like I won't spoil it for people, but there's a part in Gears of War 3 where like somebody died, like one person on your team dies, and because it's a cutscene death, you can't just like bring him back. And it seems like a really emotionally impactful section, but of course, not having played the previous games, all I had to go on was the context of that game, and in that game, everybody was basically interchangeable. So I was like, oh no, that guy died. Okay.
Yep.
But I'm assuming that if you care about the story, that was a very scary moment.
Let's see, what do we got here? Oh yeah, there was a interesting article on Gamma Sutra, sort of more of a blog post about Oz Broken Kingdom, which was this was an article written from the perspective, like it was written by someone who sort of like self-identifies as a bit of a whale. Not that like a lot of people don't like that terminology, but basically people who spend a lot of money on mobile games.
Right.
And they sort of self-identify as that. And they were playing this game that then switched their sort of how the monetization worked from a more North American model to a more Chinese model.
Which is very much pay to win.
Which is very, very much
It's
pay to
similar
win.
to pay to win, but not exactly pay to win because it's not called pay to win.
But the way that, because he's sort of explaining how the Chinese pay to win models, you sort of is like you end up by server, right? That it's just like you get to a point where you spend enough money that you dominate that particular server,
Right.
And so that you basically own that server in terms of like the leaderboards. But the problem with this North American game is that it only has one server, and so they introduced this. Whale is a casino term. So they introduced this new monetization system and ruined their game.
Yeah.
Basically.
So hopefully, I'm hoping they'll figure it out. But yeah.
Well, she's having fun. So yeah, it's a article on Oz Broken Kingdom if you want to read it. It's an interesting read.
More like Oz broken game.
Ho ho.
Frag.
Hey, Ubisoft has
Forgot about
finally
that.
confirmed that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is in development.
Good job! Good
So-
job, Penelope. You stacked the
The idea
anagrams.
that it's in pre-production when they like teased it. They teased it. I think in 2008 is when they teased it first, and then every like couple of years they'll bring out like one screenshot
Yeah.
and just tease it more, right? So the idea that during all that time, it wasn't like what's before pre-production,
Yeah.
pre-production.
Farting around, I believe, is the technical
Like
So
there
the-
was the trailer of Page
That was just like,
like sitting on a highway,
it was just like an empty highway.
like a teaser trailer. And then there was that like leaked footage of someone who looked an awful lot like Jade, like running around a sort of a parkour-y kind of environment. And that's it.
Right,
And those were both years ago.
right.
And was it Patrice Desilets or Yves Guillemot?
It was Yves Guillemot, I think.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not.
One of
Patrice
them-
Desilets isn't working on it. It's
Right. One of them kept maintaining, no, I'm still working on it.
Yeah, it's Yves Guillemot.
But
yeah, Michel Ancel.
Michel Ancel, there we go. Yeah, sorry, that's the one. He would be,
French guys are basically the
yeah.
same.
he'd be like, no, I'm still working on it, and they'd be like officially? Well, no. Like there was never official confirmation.
I mean, I guess it's like a lot of
Goodbye.
things, especially you always get that with like, with like movies, right? They talk about like development hell
Yeah.
for movies where I'm sure it's just one of those things that it kept dropping to the bottom of the list. And then,
Could you take her for a second?
so, but you know what? I was going to say we're going to get The Last Guardian, so,
I think the technical term for the phase before pre-production is working on other things. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that we will actually get The Last Guardian because, I mean, there was a demo of it, but until The Last Guardian actually comes out, I won't say that's confirmed, but at least it's farther along.
There was the Coca-Cola esports. Coke helped make this gaming PC.
Or they sponsored
They
it.
sponsored
anyway.
this gaming PC that looks gorgeous. It's
Amazing.
liquid cooled.
Yeah.
But they dyed the liquid so it looks like Coke.
And
You're
there's
doing this
and
on
the
purpose.
reservoir
The reservoir,
is like a Coke
like
bottle.
a classic glass Coke bottle. So it
It's
looks
so
like
good.
this computer is cooled by Coke.
Yeah. Which
But
is
the internals also just look gorgeous.
Which is amazing because apparently there's even like they built like a custom made riser for the graphics cards to like change the orientation of the graphics card so you can better see the cooling system. But yeah, the idea of making the cooling look like Coke, which is like the the stereotypical thing that you dump on your computer to like destroy it,
Yeah.
is brilliant. I love that.
Yeah. So
Somebody needs to make one that's like,
I can't show you on screen right now, but you should definitely see if someone in the chat can find those pictures.
somebody should definitely make one that's just got like neon yellow stuff and it's just like Mountain Dew.
Or Slurm.
Whoa.
Hello.
There was an interesting story about Psychonauts. So Psychonauts 2 crowdfunded through Fig, which was the sort of the Kickstarter investment thing.
Right.
Insert witty phrase here has it. That's the one. That's the article on Kotaku. Yeah. So that you can do normal crowdfunding, or you can also like invest in the game.
Right.
So they finished up their crowdfunding, and they did that whole thing, and X number of people pledged that they would invest however many dollars in the game. The Securities and Exchange Commission were like,
Hang on just a moment here.
those are unverified investors, and you can't just do that. You can't just do that.
There's a whole process. Yeah.
So they've now reviewed the whole process, and everything's fine. Like Fig and Psychonauts 2 and everything are fine. So now that now
That must have held up the process.
it did. It's been months. So the issue is that they never collected the money from those unchecked investors, and now the investors are under no obligation to actually follow through with their investment, because like now it's on the Psychonauts team to track down those people and be
right.
like,
So
hey,
now you can actually invest.
yeah, you said you'd give us however much money, so
Please do that.
please do that. But they're under no obligation to do so. So, but also other people who didn't originally invest now have the option to.
Right.
So there's that. But also Fig, the crowdfunding platform has basically sort of guaranteed that amount.
Right.
Like Fig has said that they will front however much is necessary to cover the amount lost by these supposed investment things because of the delay. No, you want the exotic? Not even the exotic.
Dice?
So
Which is a little weird because isn't Tim Schafer on like the Fig board, or at least
Yeah.
one of the co-founders?
yeah,
The Securities and Exchange
one of
Commission is
the-
going to investigate this next.
He's one of the three. I think there's three people who sort of went in to make Fig. And,
Yeah.
and Double Fine or Tim Schafer is one of them.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty. I read an article that was pretty compelling evidence that it's the problem with how Fig was set up is that it's presented as like another sort of Kickstarter type thing.
Are you okay?
These are the problems I put on myself.
But
No, it's fine. I don't want her to
Fig was
fuss.
presented as sort of this Kickstarter-y thing.
Yeah.
And the truth is that it actually the how it operates is actually quite dramatically different from Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
But there's sort of that aspect of it has been kind of obfuscated.
Yeah.
And I think there's a danger that a lot of people are sort of getting into this with expectations that are not in line with what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like for instance, in order to there's somebody did some math on it, and in order to break even on your investment, it would have to sell full price copies of the game, full price copies of Psychonauts 2. It would have to sell more copies than Psychonauts 1 did by quite a substantial margin
Yeah.
at full price, where Psychonauts sold 1.5 million or something, but half of those were during a humble bundle at way discounted prices.
Right.
So it's the chances of you actually making back your money on it are pretty small.
I'm trying hypnosis.
So it's pretty.
Don't try that pseudoscience on me. I
right.
don't think that this is going to work. I'm just going to unplug my microphone and leave.
All right.
I know. Mommy should never have tried to do this. I'm sorry.
What if? Oh.
Mommy should not try to work when
Grumpo.
Nanny's not here. Mommy is a stupid person.
No, I think it worked fine for the episode.
All right.
Little Grumpo.
Bye, Penelope. Bye, Kathleen.
Bye.
Yeah. Baby's had enough of this crap.
Yep.
Anyway.
Hey, now we got dice. I don't know where this came from.
So basically, the idea is that obviously, there's certainly nothing illegal or anything going on with Fig, right? I mean, this is why the Securities and Exchange Commission were investigating them, just to make sure that everything was above board and everything.
Yeah.
And it seems to be fine, but I do think that there's going to be some confusion, and it's just not, to me, it doesn't seem like a very sort of upfront kind of thing. I think they would have been better served with just this normal Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Would have been a more sort of valid way of doing it.
They do have. I mean, Fig does have Kickstarter-y aspects, and presumably you could run a campaign on Fig and not do the investment part.
Can you?
Yeah,
I don't know.
mean, when you were back, when not you, because I don't think either of us did, but when one backed Psychonauts 2, one could choose to just do it like a Kickstarter and be like, here's $25, give me the game when it's done, or go the investment route.
And the investment
investment routes were almost universally way more expensive.
Yeah, there's I think it was minimum
$500.
$500. Yeah, there's a limit. There's a minimum because
Yeah.
with just fundamentally with investment stuff, there's a limit. There's a minimum of how much you can do. But and you sort of get into this weird situation with what you're buying when you are investing is not actually shares in the game, because you can't really get shares in the game. You're getting shares in Fig in the company Fig,
Yeah.
but they're shares that are designed only to pay out when in reference to the game. It's just, it seems like one of those things. Like if you are supporting it in the same way as you would support a Kickstarter, because you want to see the game get done, that's totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're supporting it with the idea that it's like an investment, it's not a good idea.
Yeah. There's an interesting story about a game called Super Stardust Ultra that was originally given an ESRB rating of E, and is now been changed to E10 plus, which might seem like not a huge deal. And it's the difference between everyone and everyone 10 plus is, again, it's not that big, but the rating was changed because of a update or an optional add-on to give it VR support.
So no actual content in the game has changed,
Yeah.
but the ESRB feels that first-person view is more, I guess, should be rated higher in certain circumstances because it's more, I guess, more sort of visceral.
I guess, and so they've changed the rating for the game, even if you don't get the VR part.
Like if you've got the version that's not VR, I guess because the rating is the same, apparently the policy for the ESRB is to rate a game based on the content that is included with the game,
Right.
regardless of whether that content is actually accessible.
Mm-hmm.
So, because people do like on-disc DLC or whatever, so it's like if the content of the game, so they rate the game based on the content that is shipped with the game, which includes this VR piece, even if you don't actually have the VR setup, which is weird.
So I don't understand why that makes it different, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It would have been it would have been funny if it was changed from like E to M or something.
Yeah. Mature now.
It's like in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have put all those graphic depictions of sex and violence in that update we just did.
There was a cool story about Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who's a UFC champ, who also streams on Twitch.
Yeah, he's also quite a prominent Twitch streamer, and apparently his
As a fallback career.
His regime is basically like, works out for like 2 hours, then like goes home and streams for a couple hours, goes and works out for more time, goes back and streams for more time. And that's basically his day. But I love the idea of a UFC fighter, I don't know that much about UFC, but this guy is like top of his game UFC fighter.
Yeah.
I believe he is the current champion in his division.
I'm not sure which division. I'm trying to double check the division.
But but the idea that he's streaming on Twitch as like a fallback career after, he retires from fighting is just, I don't know. I find that very fun. When previously people might have been like, after I retire from being a sports star, I don't know.
He's the current flyweight champion.
I'll sell used cars or whatever, right?
He currently holds the longest active championship reign at 8 title defenses.
Now he's
cool.
Yeah, so now he can transition from being a UFC fighter into a professional Twitch streamer.
I really, really hope that someone in chat tries to be like, fight me IRL.
I know.
He's got the best response to that. Just like,
okay.
Well,
actually, probably not.
Just hold up the belt. Be like,
yeah.
Okay, I mean,
because it's a problem.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, like people. That's a problem. Is like, you're once you get to that level, like if you're a UFC guy, you can't actually just fight anybody you want because.
Yeah.
For one thing, you'll get in like deep shit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if there's a fight between like, if you get into a street fight and one person is like some random internet commentator and the other guy is the flyweight champion of the UFC, who's going to get in trouble for that fight.
Some people were asking, UFC's flyweight division is tops out at 125 pounds.
Wow. That is very small.
Mm-hmm.
When I was up until, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was around like 130 pounds and stuff. Like if you look at like early learning ready run stuff when I'm super skinny, and that was like I was super skinny. So it's crazy that you would weigh that much and be like huge and be like
Muscly.
ridiculously buff.
Because muscle weighs more.
Yeah, muscle weighs more, and I didn't have any muscle or fat.
Hence the name Mighty Mouse. Yes, well, of course, that makes sense.
But it's like I didn't have any fat, but I also didn't have any muscle. I just had nothing.
Why is bantamweight the lowest? Because roosters are heavier than flies. You think flyweight would be the lowest?
I don't know.
Oh, someone's saying no, it's not the lowest. Okay. So flyweight is lower than bantam. That's good. Good to know. Okay. Good.
He's under 170 centimeters.
He's
Paul, are you a skeleton? I am no longer that weight.
He's a small, powerful man.
When I was a kid, I was actually legally underweight for a while, as in like it would be like considered a disability.
Right.
I was like 60 pounds or something in like grade 7.
You were just very small.
I was just small and skinny. And I drank like Boost and Ensure for a while, like
Right.
this that like except not as a meal replacement. I had normal meals and then also had that.
I also
was
had
like,
Boost,
I don't want to drink. I don't want more food. It's like, no, drink.
Eat the food.
But that is no longer the case.
Here we go. Atom weight, straw weight, flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, which is also out of order, but whatever. Lightweight, welterweight. I don't know what welter is. I've heard of it. I just don't know what that means. Middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight, super heavyweight. Super heavyweights are very, very large.
I like the idea that there are four weight classes before you get to featherweight.
Yeah.
Which is the like, that's a typical term for like the lightest you could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I like atom weight.
One of the guys in my high school was an OHL hockey player his senior year. He was not allowed to play on our basketball or baseball team because he was a pro. Interesting. That's actually it for the stories, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was it. Let me.
I mean, I was looking at the list.
You were looking at the list, yeah.
It was a slim week.
So there's a ton of stories because it's Oculus. The like Oculus, whatever.
Yeah, they showed there was
fancy
a video of Zuckerberg showing off like hanging out with your friends inside the Oculus.
Yeah,
which was cool.
It's sort of interesting because it's the first time that Facebook has actually been like, I guess not acknowledged, but sort of this idea like because the whole idea that Facebook owns Oculus has like not come up at all.
Yeah.
And this is the first time they've actually been like, hey, check it out. This is going to be like, Facebook Oculus. So the Oculus, whatever special presentation thing has been going on for a while. So and some of the stuff they demoed sounds pretty neat. There were no stories about it.
The video of him doing like the virtual meeting was interesting. What impressed me the most was your digital avatars interpreting your facial expressions.
Right. So that mean that there's also a camera on your face.
There must be.
One of the things that they did demo was wireless, like standalone.
That's cool.
Well, they actually demoed 2 versions. They said that they demoed a
Inverter on weight. Half the competitors have negative mass. Sorry.
One of the things they demoed was the first thing they demoed was what they called inside out VR, which is they had the sensors are actually on the visor itself,
right,
instead of in the room. And then in the room you just have like a couple of dots on the walls or whatever, so it's a lot easier to set up.
Right.
And they said that's like, they're almost going to come out with that real soon. And then they demoed, it's like, okay, this is a little farther along, or this is going to take a little bit longer to come out, and they demoed the completely independent VR.
That's cool, because that means you don't need to set up your room. You can just be like, this thing here, or this thing, or maybe put like a tape mark on the wall.
Which, I mean, we've got that sort of with, there's like the phone-based VR.
Someone says that's how the Vive works. No, it's not. The Vive you put sensors in the room.
Yeah. I mean, there's sensors on the stuff as well, but
there
are active sensors in the room.
Yeah, the idea that the thing could just track whatever from the headset rather than needing actual external electronics is super interesting.
But the yeah, I mean there are the phone based ones like the HTC stuff,
Right.
which are obviously independent, but
Yeah.
they're limited in what they can do.
Yeah, I know that they're. I know that the infrared things are passive, but you still need to set them up. You still need to put things in your room. I'm talking about a VR thing being able to just use markers that exist in your room already.
I guess, yeah. I guess those would be considered passive. I don't know. My thought was inside out would be like the things that you put in the room wouldn't have to be like emitting light and stuff. They'd just be like a mark or something.
Right.
That was my perception anyway. Because yeah, like the Vive
Glyph tracking. Sure. Yeah.
the Vive has, but the Vive, like, you've got to put up, like, and it's pretty specific about where you put up, like, we had a lot of trouble setting it up in our streaming office, actually, just because there wasn't enough room.
I'm glad they don't have to be connected to the PC. That would have made that a lot harder.
Yeah. Yeah, we are living in the future.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked about it. Like, I really, if you saw the stream we did when we were using the Vive, like, I'm totally in favor of this new VR world we find ourselves in.
I went over to Kate's place when she was borrowing a Vive, and we live in an older building and like hardwood floors and everything. And she had one of the light boxes up on a light stand, right, like a small tripod and a long stick, and up in the room. And I was using it, and then everything started to go like that, and it was stomach churning. And what had happened is
Somebody bumped the light stand?
no, it's because she'd never encountered it when she was using it, but because I was using it and then she stepped away, she walked across the old hardwood floor and stepped on one part of it that made the floor under the tripod go up.
Just tilt a little bit?
Yeah, just tilted. So she stepped on it and then off of it, and then because it's a small tripod and a very long stick, then the end of it was wiggling just enough that the game thought that I was going like this, but I was actually just seeing this happen, and I was like, what's happening? What's happening? This is awful.
Wiggle.
So yeah, heads up on that one.
Yeah, but I remember like the thing that really got me, that like made me think about the VR stuff is when we were doing that stream of the VR thing. Like we were playing the job simulator, and we were like, we're doing it. It's like, oh, this is fun, And it's not like you don't think that you're there or anything, right? It's like clearly that
I found it amazing. By the way,
you're playing a game.
I found the Vive. Apart from that one small thing, amazing to use.
But I found that like we were doing it, and like you're like standing at the the chef table or whatever, and doing the thing, and then we like went on commercial, and I was like, and I had to, and I was about to like a split second away from going like, and then taking the controller and dropping it on the desk
In the
thing.
That's why you have wrist straps.
Yeah, but I was like, that connection, despite the fact that I wasn't fooled that it was real, that connection in my brain that there is actually a desk in front of me had already been made.
When doing Job Simulator, I got very quickly got very used to opening the fridge for something, like sort of open the fridge, grab something, and then not even, because you can like grab the fridge door and close it,
right?
Or you can just use your hand and be like, right? And I got very good at like like it just felt so natural.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Throwing stuff at people.
So, anyway, I guess it's subs times. Dr. Graham, are you going as the guy in the thumbnail for the latest Inquisition this Halloween? Which? I haven't seen the latest Inquisition yet, so I will get back to you. I'll tell you what, how about I switch off with Kathleen again, and she can say hello to subs.
That well?
All right, give me one moment then. Do. Whee!
License the Studio Way ceiling cam mount technique for VR lighthouses. I don't think that works. I feel like if the system I was using for that worked for VR stuff, they would probably be using it already. VR headsets are sweat sponges. Yeah, I haven't used. There's been a couple of opportunities to use VR at like conventions, and I've decided not to. There have been rumors or stories about like pink eye outbreaks and stuff at conventions because of too many people using VR demo units. So awkward.
I'm back.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Kathleen is back, and
If you wait.
Agent Sedere, that sounds super cool. Teaching the network like you would a child.
If you heard wah, 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 which I'm sure you guys did.
That was a very tired baby.
No, James and Ashley came in, and Ash and Penelope didn't realize they had come in, and Ashley just sort of appeared, and Penelope looked at her like,
I mean,
and was basically inconsolable. I did everything. I sung to her, I jiggled her, I tickled her, I gave her a stuffed animal, I showed her Pokemon. She loves Pokemon.
I have that same reaction when I see James.
Yeah, I mean, but you've desensitized to it because you're an adult, right? All right, let us welcome the subscribers.
Let's welcome some subs. All right. See if this works. Hey, James in Jam. Wait,
I can't read from here. Hold on.
here we can pull it up on here.
Oh, that would be excellent. Oh, couldn't pick a username. New subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Couldn't pick a username. The Farron, new subscriber. Thank you again, The Farron. Simon 40 Russell, new subscriber. What did you do with the other 39 Simon Russells? Nobody will know. Look at a ditch. Mystic Drive, new subscriber. Much better than Shitty Drive. Or maybe Valor Drive, Instinct Drive. Mod 42, new subscriber. What did you do with the other 41 mods? Look at that same ditch.
Insert witty phrase. Oh, that's too short. For 15 months. Apparently your witty phrase is longer than the thing. Addy Pie for 33 months. Is it?
With my 33-month reminder of our own mortality. I like you, Addy Pie.
Salt 523, new subscriber. Thank you very much for coming.
What'd you do with the other 522 salts? That ditch is full. Lord Shatner, 32 months in a row. Well, and skippable binge into live checkpoint.
Nice. First big hungry one.
And that's a new subscriber.
Yes.
First big hungry, ditch. Desidore has subscribed for 3 months in a row. Glad to join Graham in an empty chair for checkpoint today. Hey, sometimes it's Kathleen in an empty chair.
Yeah.
So there.
Malfunct for 33 months. 33 months? Really? Yeah, that's right. Thank you so much.
Blue Mechanic, for 28 months in a row, says happy turkey time.
Yeah.
I had turkey yesterday. It was very good.
Agent Magic Master for 33 months. Checkpoint Tag Team Special.
Woo! Lavender Extract has subscribed for 3 months in a row. Been a fan since How to Talk Like a Pirate. So happy to be contributing to you guys doing your thing. Thank you, Lavender Extract.
Brawlin Boru for 14 months. Thank you so much, Brawlin Boru.
Conspicuous Compiler for 7 months says it's a huge resub.
Yay.
That's the emoji come out here.
Pupper Plebeian for 10 months. This is my second month in binary. It's true.
Someone, no, not you, has subscribed for 24 months in a row. That's 2 years, and they say a bunch of stuff.
Essay Icon Jr. Thank you for subscribing for 16 months. Chat makes a good nanny.
I don't know if that is true. The Man with the Plans is a new subscriber. The Man with the Plans has the plans for expanding the ditch that a lot of other people are in.
Trey Gellion for 4 months. Thank you so much, Trey Gellion.
Augmenting Past subscriber for 15 months in a row says, oh, hey, I do get this text field when I resub with Prime.
Now we know. Adam J. Ford for 24 months, 2 years from Adam J. Ford. Thank you so much.
And thanks for all of the bits. Felipe Modesto, Peter 200LX, Diamond Tiki, Dreaming Autumn, and Man with the Plans. Also, we just had a last second sub come in. It was, go, wake back up. I need to get the name. It was Jaker67 just subscribed. Jaker67, you killed 66 other men for that username.
Wow. That turned, that whole username welcome thing got kind of dark.
Well, that's what happens when Graham isn't here. Space Potato 01 has subscribed for 15 months in a row. I like cake. You could have just been Space Potato, but you really just wanted to kill a man. Or a woman. I mean,
or a potato.
Or a potato. Nobody
That potato
will notice.
came from outer space. It came with a message of hope.
And now it's in a ditch with a lot of bodies.
And now it's dead. Yeah. Moral of the story is...
Graham should be here to police my subscriber welcomes, I think.
Yeah. That is a good moral.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all so much for subscribing and following and doing all that great stuff. Yeah, stay tuned for the Matters of Import
Yes,
tonight.
that's tonight.
It's going to be a special episode because it's going to be Beej and Ian like normal, but Heather is also going to be there because it's not only is it an import, but it's also a rhythm game.
Oh my goodness, an imported rhythm game, fantastic.
So it's going to be, triple Matters of Import. Should be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and as always, if you like what you see, check us out on Patreon or subscribe on Twitch. We really appreciate your support.
I think it's actually up there now.
This stream was brought to you by viewers like you.
Yes.
And thanks for bearing with us while we did this big switcheroo and had a very cranked baby.
Yes. If you check out this episode on YouTube, you will see you'll see how the magic comes together.
Yeah, and the YouTubesmen will never know.
Exactly.
So this is a special thing between us and you. It's like an intimate thing, like the location of that ditch. All right, I'm done making that joke. We should go.
All right. Bye.
Bye.